Week in review, Monday, October 13th, 2025. So last week I was in Jacksonville, covered that on the week in review for that Monday. I was flying back from that trip. Again, just real quick, great trip, good engagement with some Navy leaders, and it was cool hanging with Dallin and shooting the shit with him and actually having him part of our event and coaching and just being engaged. And some of the people there obviously knew who he was, and so thanks to Dallin and for coming out, and it was a really good engagement, really good trip. Last week I also did continued the interview series that I'm doing on this channel with affiliates, and we went live with it, and Nicole Christensen from CrossFit Roots is my co-host, and we used the live format. I've done this live once before and I didn't like it. I might try to do it again live in the near future, but I did that live and I really enjoyed it. And the actual affiliate we were supposed to interview didn't show up because of some scheduling mishap, but we chatted about Nicole's workout that they did at the gym that day and how hard it was. And she actually was able to get the programmer from she follows Misfit Programming. She's actually able to get the programmer from Misfit on the call, and then we had a pretty good discussion about the workout they programmed. I personally didn't like the programming and I didn't like the workout in terms of something for the being an affiliate. Sorry, all these texts coming in throwing me off. In terms of something being for an affiliate programmed in a gym, it used sleds, and I just think not a lot of gyms have a lot of sleds to accommodate getting a lot of people through. But Nicole disagreed, and she explained how they did it, and they had a great turnout. And the workout was incredibly hard, it turns out. It was 50 feet, push the sled down, just an empty dog sled, and then 10 or 15 calories on an echo bike is how they did that. Do that once as hard as you can, so it takes about 30 seconds to a minute, and then rest to the 5-minute mark and do that 4 times. And so interval stuff is always challenging, but that one was incredibly hard, she said. So we had a great discussion about the programming and about that. The Saturday night, I went on Sevan's podcast, and that was fun. We talked about a wide variety of topics, and from the games to my military stuff. I don't like talking about the military stuff. I'm going to tell him next time I go on, just stop with that. He always brings it up. And I think the thing that annoys me is this notion of how he was framing it too. Well, he wants to hear basically war stories, this feels like, and I'm not going to go there. And he wants to hear me espouse about these missions we did, and I said to him, that's not what I do, and that's not what I'm about, and that's not what I want my identity to be. There's plenty of SEALs out there who do that, and if you're interested in hearing any of their stories, go look at the plethora of podcasts that exist and YouTube videos of these guys telling stories fundamentally of shit that was done 20 years ago and more in some cases. So I'm not into that. I don't want to talk about it. It's a unique part of my life, and I feel like I've done plenty of significant things since then in the CrossFit world more recently, and so I'd rather talk about that topic. So the military stuff, it's just like, okay, enough, especially Sevan. Every time I'm on, he asks me about it. I'm not going there. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to tell stories. I'm not going to tell war stories. I'm not going to tell about the things I did with the guys I was with or the units I was with or any of that. That's just not my style. But anyways, had fun on the Sevan podcast. If you want to check it out, go to his channel. On Sunday, I ran a 5K. So I don't know if I've ever actually run an organized 5K. I can't remember the last time I did. Maybe I've done a couple marathons, organized marathons. I did the Shamrock Marathon in Virginia Beach when I was stationed there a long time ago, like 01, 02 maybe. And I don't think I've ever done a 5K. So I did this with my daughter. And it was the Rock and Run Granite Rock. So Granite Rock has a big location here in Aromas, California. And they host an annual 5K and 10K. So I did the 5K with my daughter. She ran. She took first for the women. And she was third overall. My nephew took second overall. He goes to San Jose State. He's a good CrossFitter and really fit. And I was 11th. I was surprised by that. I actually I think my time was 24 minutes. So not fast, 24:30 or something like that. But ever since I pulled my hamstring last year in November, which was the third time I've pulled that same hamstring, I think this last time was just a strain, I have not really come back to full running. I've been running, and that was a year ago, almost a year ago. And I've started running a little more recently. I'm getting better. I'm getting back. But for example, when I pulled my hamstring, I was running 3 miles in 21 minutes and around that time frame. And so I can be fast. I have been fast, but right now I'm still scared to go there again. And actually on this run, it's the fastest I've run since then, even though it wasn't fast. There was moments where I was like, all right, just slow down. Don't push. And I've been working with the barbell physio guy. He gave me some drills to do to strengthen it. I have to really just focus on doing those. I've been focusing on rucking and CrossFit and light running, but I need to do these strengthening drills so I can rehab the hamstring and so I can strengthen it so I can get back to the point where I can run fast. Because here's the deal. Even when I was running that 5K, I really enjoy running, and I really enjoy it. I think the thing I love about running is that while I'm running, I'm able to think, and I'm able to go in different places with my mind and just think about the day, think about work, think about programming, think about life, hold on. Okay, good. It's still going. My computer froze up on me there for a second, and I couldn't see this. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So running. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy going fast. Even during that running, there was a guy in front of me, and at the 2 mile mark, I was catching up to him, and he ran by a cone, and then I started counting, and then I ran by the cone, and he was 30 seconds in front of me. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to catch this guy. And the next time we ran by an object, I counted. I was 15 seconds, and the next time was 10. Then there was a hill towards the end, and I passed him on the hill. Anyways, I'm really competitive, and I really enjoy running, and I really enjoy running fast. So I need to get back into it and rehab this thing and get past this so I can run and enjoy it again and not be worried. So anyways, there was moments, especially going downhill, where I could have just rolled and just kept going and pushed it and gone faster and just basically what am I trying to say here? Really let go and just sprint down the hill. Like I have been pretty good at that, but on this one I was like, no, don't do that. Rein it in. You don't want to let it go, and you don't want to haul ass down the hill and injure yourself again. So there's a lot of points during this run where I was reining it in. Had a lot of fun, enjoyed it. Definitely going to start focusing on preparing for my hamstring to run more and continuing to CrossFit. I currently follow the main site, and I'm enjoying that. We announced that 26.2 will be at Moffett Field. Here it's in San Jose, so that'll be exciting. We have a big partnership with the Air National Guard for the season next year, and so that's exciting. And the Air National Guard unit we're working with there is a PJ unit. We've talked about this on other weekend reviews, but excited to be doing that with them. We also have a few other big announcements coming in the next couple of weeks. We'll announce where 26.1 is going to be, and we will also announce shortly, hopefully before this month is out, the 2026 CrossFit Games location. And finally, before I get to comments, I want to talk about the hybrid level 2. So several weeks ago, we announced the hybrid level 2. And it was, at first, incredibly controversial. People did not like it, and they thought we were taking the level 2 online. What we did was we took all the lectures from the level 2. So the level 2, kind of like level 1, half of the course is, roughly 50% of the course is lectures, roughly 50% of the course is hands-on. And so we took all the lectures and put them on an online format and then condensed the course instruction of the in-person instruction to one day. And why did we do that? Well, here's the deal. We did that so people could, it's less barrier of entry to go to a level 2. Meaning instead of a whole weekend commitment, All you have to do is commit a single day to going to it. So you sign up, you take the videos online at home, then you go to the actual course, and it's one day. So you don't need a hotel. If you travel, the example I used with my team was if you live in San Diego and there's a course in Orange County or LA, a one day, you could wake up early that morning, drive up to the course, drive home the same day, and not have to spend any money on a hotel and not commit 2 days to it. Also, you think a lot of coaches in our community coach on Saturday. So if we post this on a Sunday, they can still coach on Saturday and go. So we are trying to make it more accessible and accommodate a lot of our trainers in the community. Well, so far, I think it's doing really well. We've had over 100 people sign up, and we have a course in London that 24 is our max, that sold out. And so what we did was, from the course in London on the day, we added a second day, and so now that course is starting to sell. And we have courses currently in Chicago. We just posted. We have a course in Brooklyn. We do have a course in San Diego. We have those 2 courses in London. We have a course in Atlanta that's almost sold out. We have a course in Dallas. We have a course in Miami. The Dallas one's almost sold out. And we have a course in Seattle, and that one's almost sold out. So it seems that the market, the community, is responding well to the format, and we will see. And in the case of the London one, what we did there was we scheduled it, and there's still an existing level 2, standard 2-day level 2 open in London. And so the other one, the 1-day, is selling way better than the 2-day. So really excited about this course, and can't wait till we conduct them, because the first one of all of those is like 3 weeks. It's November 1st, and that's the one in Seattle. So excited about that. I'm happy we were able to get that out the door and give the trainers and community an option to, again, attend and get the qualification in 1 day and not 2. And of course, how we even got here was, the question was, could we take this thing online? And could we do a complete online format similar to what we have with the OL1? But we decided, we looked into it. I tasked the team to look into it, and they came back, and we decided not to go there, especially because of the coaching aspect of this. We did not do that. Comments at Shane _Peoples. Hey Dave, do you have any book recommendations for me? I'm really interested in military war books, especially those set during the Afghanistan era. So I'm really interested, and I've read a lot of nonfiction on some of the foundings of some of the special operations units, specifically around World War II and that time frame. But I have not read any books about Afghanistan. I'm not really into that yet. I haven't gone there. I think because of my experiences and because of my time there, I don't know. I don't want to go there yet. And actually, that's not true, because I have read Jocko's books, both of his books, and he tells stories from Iraq. So for the most part, I don't read any of the modern books about Iraq or Afghanistan, other than, I guess you could say, those Jocko books. Do I have any recommendations? It's funny. I just saw they're going to make a movie of Heat 2. I read the book. That was pretty cool. If you like the movie Heat, read the book Heat 2. It's a modern, obviously, piece, and typically I like to read the classics. I actually went to a really cool bookstore on Saturday night Friday night in Palo Alto, and they had it's been there for like 80 years. I forgot the name of the bookstore, but it was a neat experience. And I bought Ben-Hur there, like an old version of it, which I'm going to start reading soon. At Bailey Demena 6392. Hey Dave. Yeah, same thing. Hey, Dave, you haven't talked about books in a while. Not the same thing, but same topic. Hey, Dave, you haven't talked about books in a while. I wanted to let you know that this year I read both The Count of Monte Cristo and East of Eden after hearing you recommend them. Both are easily now in the top 10 favorite books. So thank you. I'm curious what you've been really reading lately and what other books you'd recommend. Both of those are definitely in my top 10. I would recommend check out, if you liked those, what would I recommend? Count of Monte Cristo, East of Eden, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Check that out. You'll really like that. And Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind I still keep put as the number one on my list. So check those out. You can't go wrong there. At William Blood 2553. Hey Dave, appreciate all you do for CrossFit community. You mentioned a few weeks ago programming an all hero workout. Thoughts on this schedule? Half Clovis. Well, then he writes out a few different workouts. He writes out a day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I'm not ready to go there. I talked about doing a video series where I review some of these hero only workout games that people created. But for me, when I get into the analyzing games workouts, it's like such a mind suck and I'm all in on it, and I just don't feel, when I see that I get an anxiety. So I don't want to start analyzing any of these models yet. Maybe I should soon. Maybe I will. At Kevin Bradford 19, why did you stop throwing the dart? That's a great question. I think it was so up to the games I was throwing it, then after the games came back and forgot about it, just lost interest. I'm not into it anymore. No more throwing the dot. At Shayna Watson, as a reminder, Shayna Watson is the female athlete from Australia who is coming out to do the Mayhem service games in November, all the way from Australia. And there was a GoFundMe to help get her there. And so she commented and she said, thanks for the shout out, Dave. Hopefully see you at Mayhem. I probably will not go to Mayhem now. My daughter has some cross-country events going on, but good luck out there. At Nick Brookie, found out about this after the fact, stationed at the Kings Bay with the Marine Corps. Would have been cool to get our leadership involved as well. Been preaching CrossFit and its applicability for some time now. Got a few of us on CrossFit Linchpin. Glad to see interest being taken seriously from leadership. If your leadership is interested in learning more about CrossFit or getting us out there to talk about it, Nick, email me, dave@crossfit.com. And that goes for any service member. If you have leadership or a command who's interested in doing some courses, doing some work with us, hit me up and we can start talking about making it happen. At Tom Landry 1, glad there was a TDC EVOO restock. Yes, so am I, because I was out of a lot of things. Check it out, tdcmercantile.com. The next thing I need to get back in stock is leather items. Someone hit me up and asked about the leather keychains. I just need to sit down and spend an evening making a number of those items. At the real Kevin87, Dallin is a good dude. I agree. At Jeff_Howard_AFK, we follow main site but use plenty of cap resources. And so I think I mentioned this elsewhere. Playing around with the concept of bringing cap and main site together, and I think I've gotten to a point where I'm going to ask the team to play around with what a model would look like for doing it for 1 month. So experiment with aligning cap and main site and making it the programming for 1 month. And I think anchoring off of main site and then modifying cap off of main site is how I'd approach it. There's a lot of other details and a lot of other places there to look at, but that's the concept. All right. That's the week in review. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.